Hi guys and welcome to Taylor Talk. Now it's no secret that celebrities have their fan bases. Justin has his believers. Ed Sheeran has Cheerios. Sam Smith relies on his anchors. Christopher Nolan has Nolanites, which I've never heard of a director with a named fan base before. But if anyone deserves it, it's Christopher Nolan. Of course, Beyonce Bay has her famous hive. Nikki has her barbs. With YouTubers, it's the same thing. There are always these untouchable YouTubers that people may have second thoughts talking about, or else they will be held to pay. For example, the Shane Dawson Bobby Burns situation. Now, Shane Dawson, earlier on in his career, could not handle criticism, valid criticism, that Bobby pointed out. So he decided to fly Bobby to LA, where he lived, introduced Bobby Burns as a hater to his fans, which he wasn't. He made him take a lie detector. He grilled Bobby in front of his own family and friends before turning the tables. Shane then decided to plant love bombing tactics, buying Bobby a car, hiring him, giving him a new job, helping Bobby get set up in a new place in LA. All the time while Shane's fanbase attacked Bobby online brutally every day. Shane stood back, said nothing, and let this happen, and it chipped at Bobby's self-esteem. Within months, Shane had dropped Bobby from his company and ditched him as a friend, leaving Bobby high and dry and floundering in a new state. Now, many say that Shane planned all of this for revenge. And there are YouTubers exactly like Shane Dawson in that regard, who can't handle criticism and will try to take down people who point out their flaws, however small. And the Girl World reactor that I'm going to focus on today, who is pretty much like Shane in that regard only, is FFG. Because FFG is so sneaky and so diabolical that she makes the Kiwi Farms gang, look like men and women of the cloth. Now, the only reason FFG got exposed was because, stupidly enough, she outed herself on Twitter and people connected the dots. Now, recently, she's been having a little back and forth with another creator called Pew Pew Tasha. And Pew Pew Tasha, like is a small YouTuber. She has about 141 subscribers. Now, because it's back and forth, and because Tasha is a small YouTuber, you would assume that it's not that serious, as Tasha seems to be trolling FFG for laughs and hits. But FFG took their video issues and their Twitter spat to a new level when on her Twitter account she revealed that Tasha had been doxed. Now, let's take a look at FFG's Twitter and take a look at what FFG usually posts. Okay, guys, so this is French Fried Girl's Twitter account. So this is what she usually talks about. Okay, Real Housewives, foodie. Okay, throwbacks. Her favourite Salah, foodie, TV shows, gifts here and there. Okay, so this is what she's actually brought up, which she never does. She never really talks about small YouTubers that she's having beefs with. I mean, unless it's to argue with Charlie Gold. Okay, so this is FFG's response about Pew Pew Tasha, which is quite odd for her. So this is, why did Tasha get fired? Must have been pretty bad if she's begging for people on Facebook for letters about her character to try to make a case. LOL. She was in oncology, right? A little birdie told me that at her big age, she was stealing painkillers from patients to get high. Clown emoji. I assume her second one is directed towards Tasha. You want to play? You old sack of shit? Let's Play. I don't know what her age has got to do with anything, but you know, like Foodie, the ageism is coming through. Now FFG wants to insult somebody, let's bring their age into it. And the last one about Tasha, which is, there we go. If anyone is interested, Trash Bag, aka Pew Pew Tasha, was doxed on Kiwi Farms a few days ago. Hayden Nation thread a few days back. Enjoy, smiley face. And that's her basically exposing that Tasha was doxed. But let's take a look and see who actually doxed Pew Pew Tasha in the first place. So guys, FFG was exposed by the farms. So this is a Twitter post by Veggie Blonde, and they deleted it. And it says, they reply to Tasha, who says, "Why are you lying? It's public record and anyone can call and ask for the North Carolina's Nurses Board." Okay, so this is Pew Pew Tasha asking if anyone would be kind enough to sign an affidavit to her character and work ethic, and she's happy to pay. She also says that she's taken her manager to court and it would help strengthen her case. And then underneath that is FFG on Twitter basically outing Tasha, outing Pew Pew Tasha's docs. Okay, so this Kiwi Farms member posts this all and says, "What the F are you doing, FFG? This is very weird." Okay, so if I click on this link, this is Veggie Blondie posting Pew Pew Tasha's full docs. Right. So this is basically about Tasha, that she's at white. The Veggie Blondie is promoting FFG and basically saying that Pew Pew Tasha is a 55-year-old lowlife that totes herself as a nurse's assistant with an amazing yearly review. Meanwhile, she spends her time belittling, harassing, and calls her a P online. So, yeah, I won't say that. Basically, that she likes people talking about her. Would you want that person taking care of your vulnerable loved one? You were warned this behaviour would get you in trouble, and continued. It would be a real shame if someone contacted her place of employment to let them know of her behaviour, since it's against the North Carolina's Nurses Board of Ethics to act in such a way. And then they put her full docs. Let's go back. So this is from somebody called Wild Pants, which is a new member. Right. Since Pew Pew Tasha wants to act like a locale, she will get treated like one. Her sad attempt at a reaction channel borders on unhinged stalker, content about FFG, and at best is just stolen clips. Right. Yep, and this is just a repeat of everything that Veggie Blonde said. Okay, let's put this in for you. Okay, and FFG and Veggie Blondie look like they're clearly in cahoots. Okay, so let's go back. Right, so this user appears, which is Wild Pants, and boom, FFG is on Twitter citing the thread. A user that is fresh meat and has not posted so much before, an account that joined on May the 25th, a tiny little Twitter account, and FFG just happens to stumble across the docs. Not only does she stumble across the docs, but then she also promotes it on her own Twitter account. When has she ever done that? She doesn't do that. So the Kiwi Farms member says this: "Are you sending people to Kiwi Farms to dox someone and then using Kiwi as a source as your own personal army? I would not be doing that, FFG. I've been watching Tasha critique you for a while. One of it has the critique that has been smears, which I've corrected personally, but this shit is vindictive and it is wrong, Frenchie. It also makes you no better than Negs and DC, basically. If it makes you a bigger, angry little gremlin that is unable to use the block button. Also, to dispel any, but it's not FFG's account, or she didn't dox her, no one cares. FFG has been caught socking. Socking is making fake accounts here very early in her YouTube career. Her shitty vindictive ass has not returned. Secondly, finding a dox here is not a reason for you to cite the thread as a personal army. So she got exposed. And then another reactor says, another member of Kiwi says, some of these reactors have gotten really comfortable using the farms. What they fail to realise is that the farms are not buddy-buddy with you. They are here to judge and discuss, call out what needs to be called out. Sure, some have, our word, strange takes, but it is what it is. Don't do shady shit and then blame the farms because it's their doing and not your own. You're part of the same cesspool that everyone else is. Don't act high and mighty. So that is from the farms itself, guys. And basically, FFG got too overconfident. She got too overconfident, and she thought that nobody would notice. The only reason FFG knows about Veggie Blonde is because she's connected to Veggie Blonde. Also, Veggie Blonde got doxed and then had to delete their account. Veggie Blonde was doxed to somebody else, but their account, and there's an actual woman, there's an actual face, but I don't believe for 1 second that that woman was Veggie Blonde. I believe that FFG was Veggie Blonde, and the only reason, and she basically called in a favor from a fan. That's what I believe. I think that FFG has been Veggie Blonde and many other identities on Kiwi Farms on Twitter for a long time. And the only reason that it's coming home to roost is because FFG exposed herself because she got too overconfident. Okay, guys, my closing thoughts. FFG is one of Girl World's biggest hypocrites. FFG is the same woman that curses out Foodie and Missy Moo regularly because they try to dox her and her family. FFG, you of all people know how doxing can hurt people, so why would you then turn around and do it to somebody else? A small YouTuber with less than 200 subscribers. Now, Kiwi Farms aren't the most liberal gang over there, and Tasha is a woman of colour. Did you really think that Kiwi Farms were going to high-five you and support you and crawl up your arse because you know how they feel about minorities over there? FFG, did you hope they would pile on Tasha the way that they pile on Charlie Gold, the way that they call her all kinds of names over there? That's what you wanted, wasn't it? You wanted Tasha to go through the Kiwi Farms Charlie Gold treatment. You wanted her to get doxed. You wanted her to get harassed. And it didn't work. FFG, you got exposed for doxing, and not only did you get an egg on your face, but you got a whole 6-egg omelette on your face. And you know what? It's probably a really good thing that most of your girl gang is on YouTube and not on Twitter, because then most of your girl gang would be able to see how insane you are. Do you know how wicked, how nasty, and how morally bankrupt you have to be to get called out by Kiwi Farms? And for Kiwi Farms to actually stand up for Tasha and actually be the good guys and girls in this situation. Because FFG, you tried to dox an innocent woman. Not only did you try to dox her, but you tried to ruin Tasha's career and then expose it online to your fans. I mean, FFG, you look so terrible that you make Kiwi Farms look like the Avengers of Girl World. That's how low you stooped. Like they said, instead of just blocking Tasha and moving on, FFG tries to dox her instead and make her jobless. FFG, your ego is out of control, and you are no better than Foodie or Amber Lynn. And in some ways, you're worse. You're worse because you try to pretend that you're better. You try to pretend that you're elite. You try to pretend that you're a good person. You try to pretend that you're a happy-go-lucky tomboy that just wants to smoke a joint and have fun. But you're worse. You're way worse. You're smarter, but your ego makes you out of control. Your ego like turned your brain stupid. So you try to pretend that you are a really good person, but you could literally be Foodie Beauty's twin. And Charlie was right about that. You and Foodie Beauty could be sisters. How demented do you have to be, FFG, to go after a small YouTuber and try to ruin them in your spare time? I mean, aren't you an entrepreneur? You've got a job, you've got a dog, you've got to look after BBJ, and within all of that, you try to dox PP Tasha to punish her for actually having an opinion about you. FFG, you really need therapy. You need help, you need assistance, you need therapy, and you need behavioral therapy and advice to tone down that ego because clearly you think that you are the queen of girl world. So guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.